What's up, everybody? This is Justin at Empire Music and EmpireMusic.com in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And excited today because we get to look at something new for us here at Empire and relatively new out there on the guitar market. This is the Powers Electric A-Type. So the Powers Electric line of guitars is a relatively new phenomenon. Andy Powers, CEO of Taylor Guitars, is the brainchild behind this line of instruments. And while, yes, he is the CEO of Taylor Guitars, these guitars are built in an entirely different manner than what we're used to with Taylor. So get Taylor out of your mind for all intents and purposes. This is really a new innovation in electric guitars, and we're really excited about it. So before I get into specifics, remember all these guitars available at EmpireMusic.com. Actual photos of all the guitars by serial number, detailed photos. We do the custom shop suite of photos in this case for these guitars. They have a few extra shots, side angles, that type of thing. Nonetheless, all these guitars ship out full factory setup, dialed in, and let me tell you, these guitars really don't need much in terms of setup. They feel phenomenal right from Andy Powers' workshop. So let's get into it. I am fresh back from El Cajon, California, where I had the pleasure of spending a day with Andy Powers talking about these guitars, talking about really his conception of these and why they are so special. And let's get into it. Why are these guitars so special? Lots of reasons. Let's start with the body. So there's a lot of innovation that we're going to go through here. And, you know, I use the word innovation. We use that from time to time in the electric guitar space. And it is, you know, it's not lost on me that, you know, there's a lot of innovation from brand to brand over the years. You know, in the case of those legacy brands, they innovate on top of their storied history, adjust some things here and there. This is an entirely new guitar build, from the body shape to the design of the body to the pickups to the hardware. As I get into this, one thing I want to note, everything on this guitar, almost everything, aside from the strings and the tuners, is actually made in-house with Powers Electric. So even the screws that they use on these guitars, it's all machined in-house. Really smart designs. Let's get into it. The body. We have a ash body, maple top. So you see the maple top is kind of bent onto the guitar. It really gives the guitar a lot of spring, gives the notes a lot of spring, a lot of definition. What's unique about the body is it's a fully hollow design. So aside from two sound posts right under the bridge here that connect the back and the front of the guitar, fully hollow design. Built for resonance, built for really musicality. It's a guitar that has a lyrical sustain to it. And you know, built very much like a violin in the sense of the sound post connecting the front and the back. And the purpose of the sound post, so the front and the back of the guitar move in unison. Otherwise, there would be compression, you would get feedback. So no F-holes on this fully hollow model. But these sound posts allow that resonance and sustain, and really you can drive this guitar very aggressively without getting too much feedback, which is really cool. So resonant body. You're going to hear me use the word resonant a lot because this guitar, that's really the story behind it. Pickups, let's get into that because this specific video is on the FF42. So the FF42, these pickups, the Powers Electric A-Type comes with two pickup types. There's the FF42 and the PF42. So FF standing in this case for full Faraday cage over the magnets. These have neodymium magnets. So it's a rare earth magnet with this aluminum housing. And what that aluminum does, it throws the electromagnetic range out. So the result is it's a wide range single coil pickup. A lot of warmth, a lot of character. And that's one thing that sonically both sets of pickups within this line have, is a lot of character. And it's not a sound that I would most liken it to a P90. It's a single coil pickup, but the way I describe it is it's got the bite of a P90, but the overall sound is supported by this warmth and this wide range characteristic. So again, it's just a unique sounding, unique feeling pickup. I really like them a lot. Bridge design, also unique. We have a ebony saddle on this guitar that sits on this bridge, and Andy has used various materials. So you'll see these guitars with Delrin, very hard plastic, ebony, and sometimes brass. So different options are available there. Let's talk about the neck before we talk about some of the other stuff going on down here. We have a mahogany neck with Honduran rosewood fingerboard. Honduran rosewood is a very musical tone wood. You see it used in marimbas. It's a wood that, if you had the wood in your hand and tap it, you'd get that tone. So again, going back to resonance, having everything vibrating in unison on this guitar. Top of the neck, we have a Delrin nut. So again, very hard plastic. One thing you'll notice about this nut up close, it's not cut into anything. Again, Andy didn't want to impede the vibration of the neck and the body. This neck is glued into this body. When you play these guitars unplugged, it's one of those guitars you feel the notes jumping off of it. Again, fully hollow, super resonant. Skipping over, I'll get back to the fingerboard here. We have a split radius fingerboard. So Andy says it's close to a 9.5 half-inch radius, but he moved the center point of the radius up towards the bass side. What that allows for is bigger bends on your treble strings, so without choking out. It is a very natural playing experience, and that's one of my favorite parts of this guitar is how it feels in your hands on the fretboard. It's just super natural. Shorter scale length, I don't have it in front of me, 24 7/8, I believe. So super comfy. What else can I tell you? It's got a Bigsby-like tailpiece. So Powers is calling this a cam tail. This is all designed in-house. There's a lot of innovation in this piece right here. If you look at this up close, you have the ramps that the strings go into at the base of the guitar, at the bottom here. Every one of these is cut differently, at different depth. What that allows for is it compensates for the string gauge. It allows for you to, when you depress the trem arm, all of your pitches move in unison. Similar to if you were using a slide, playing slide guitar, playing lap steel. So it's as if you had a bar on the strings and you're depressing it, everything moves in unison. Super smart design. And that's one thing, when you spend a day with Andy Powers, you realize the guy is super smart. There's a lot that he considered when making this guitar. So again, this is made in-house. This is made of aluminum, very lightweight, very sturdy. All right, let's talk aesthetics and inspiration for these guitars. Andy Powers, being from Southern California, took inspiration from hot rods, surfboard, and skate culture. And that is all baked into the design of these guitars, which is really cool, both visually and functionally. So we have resin knobs. These are all different on every guitar. These are actually they're the byproduct of the surfboard manufacturing process. So Andy takes these are, again, machined in-house. And my understanding is they take a long time to make, upwards of 5 hours, if I remember that right. So all our traditional plastics are knobs. These are resin or epoxy taken from the surfboard manufacturing process. All different, super cool, unique to each guitar. And then the actual colors of each guitar, these are automobile colors. So in this case, we have the tourmaline green metallic. Next to me, I have a wild honey burst. Now this is a little more traditional. Some of the transparent finishes are going to be a little more familiar or quote unquote traditional. But by and large, all the opaque finishes are going to be car finishes, and there's a ton of them. If you go to the Powers website, you'll see that. A ton of finishes. We got a ton of finishes in with our initial order, so head to the website, check those out. All right, lastly, one thing I'll say is that I skipped over. Yes, we have the camtail on this particular model. The Wild Honey Burst next to me. This is also available in a hardtail, which followed up the camtail. So again, both models available at our website. Feel free to check those out. If you have any questions about these, we have a chat feature through the website. Glad to help you out with them. Let's get into it. Let's play the FF42 pickup here. We'll give you some clean samples and some overdriven, and we'll recap here in a minute. One thing I should mention about the camtail specifically, so I kind of remembered as I'm playing through this, super stable, number one. So the way these are set up from powers, they don't go up. So it's a 0-point return. What that means is, as I'm depressing it, it'll come right back to pitch and it doesn't go any higher. So now there's a little pin in this cam tailpiece here that you can actually remove if you wanted full motion up and down. But just a cool thing that playing it reminded me of. Also, what's cool about that feature is it allows you to you don't get droop on the, if I have an open E playing here. As I bend, I don't get that droop on that droning E, which is super, super cool, very musical. All right, let's get some overdriven sound samples here. one of my favorite things about these pickups is just really how they respond to really any overdrive that you plug them into. It's different than what my ears are used to. Is a lot of bite, a lot of presence. But with these FF42s, there's still a lot of, like I said before, that warmth that just kind of supports everything and holds it all up. So a lot of range on these. One more thing I'll mention before I wrap it up here is that the tone knob on these I find to be super usable. So there's not as wide a range on the tone knob as you would find on, you know, a more traditional electric guitar. So I'll demonstrate that here real quick, just on the bridge pickup. Here's all the way down. So yeah, it'll get warmer on you, but you don't get into that super woofy territory, like the sound you never use on an electric guitar, or at least I never use. That's just one of many little things that was just really thought out very well on these instruments. There's a lot more we could talk about on these. If you have any questions or want to talk about any of the specific features I mentioned, hit us up. If you're interested in the FF42 pickups, check out our other videos on those models. Until next time, thanks for watching.